So today I'm here to introduce a project that started about 2 years ago when a few friends started a group called VIA, Voices in Action. And we gather every month. We have speakers that come and educate us or teach us about subjects that are pertinent to our area. So it can be SPLOST, Lance, Sebi came and talked to us. It can be zoning. It can be equity, recycling, any kind of subject that would help us to be better citizens and serve our community the best way we can. And whenever I go to those meetings, I always feel empowered and uplifted. And I wanted to share this with our community. The reason we call this group Voices in Action is because as we were brainstorming on a name for our organization or our small group, we all came up with the realization that women's voices are not listened to their full potential, that we can do better in giving women a space in our community. And we believe that in decision-making process, women should be included, and decision makers should represent the community they serve. Our VIA is a very small, safe, and brave space, and wants to stay, this way. I wanted to scale it up. I wanted to take this. I love that group so much. I wanted to take it to a whole new level. And a few months ago, I was sitting at Tipsy at one of our meetings, listening to Andy Noctes, and she was saying that if you have an idea, even the tickle of an idea, to come to her. So I came to Andy, and I talked for an hour, and she listened and would write a few things on the board. And at the end of the meeting, I said, so do you think that has potential? And she said, oh, yes. So I was so excited. I came back to H2O. I'm a partner and creative director at H2O Creative Group, and talked to my partners about that project, and they were on board. Thank you. It was very powerful for me to have that support. On this guidance, I gathered 6 women. Today we're 16. In August, I've incorporated VIA Collective, so Voices in Action Collective. It's a nonprofit organization. And I'm very honored and excited to share with you today that in March 25th, 2023, we'll have our first women's conference in downtown Brunswick. This conference has been designed to bring us together, to bring the Hispanic, to bring the Black and the white community of women together. This event has been designed to empower women to live impactful lives. This event has been designed to make this community as inclusive as we are, and really to support women to live an impactful life so they can support our community. The event is going to take place at the library. It's going to cost $25. The ticket will be $25. You can, for an additional fee, add a lunch bag. You can also have daycare. Daycare will be provided off premises, but still will be offering daycare. And the day will be organized in such a way that we support women to grow from a personal level to a professional level while they're networking. So we'll have 4 different focuses. The first focus will be personal growth, because that's how it starts. And then financial wellness, because whoever is successful in life is successful financially. Then in the afternoon, we'll have professional growth, and we'll then move on to community. And at the end of the day, since we will have all those amazing women together from all diverse groups, we'll tackle the subject of equity and how all of us together, we can help build bridges and break barriers. And not just for that one day, right? But how can we move this forward so we can continue to grow this inclusive community? Each of those main focus will be broken into 3 different tracks. So let's take the example of professional growth. We'll have a track that is targeting novice, so the person that is either entering the workforce or wants to re-enter the workforce. The second track will be for someone that is an intermediate. That's how it works for me. More than 3 syllables. So intermediate, so someone that is already in a career, she has a position, but she wants to boost her career. She needs advice and support, maybe mentorship. And then the third track will be for a woman that already has a business, but is looking to bring this business into a different level, or simply to share with women that already have experienced some of the hurdles that she may be experiencing. And so before I move on to onto the reason we're here today, I'd love to present the women who have been helping me into developing this project. So Via Collective, which is our nonprofit, has 3 officers. I'm one of them. And then we have Andy Noctes. We have Lee Bickle. She's the owner of Expand Coaching and Consulting. Then in our steering committee, we have Carrie Lofstrom and Charlotte Nash from Radiant Counseling. Jennifer Lee, I'm looking for you again. Jennifer from the SBDC. Kate Sebi, she's a social media manager at Punch Drunk, and she's our social media guru. Catherine Fleming from the club. Here. Nikki Schroeder, who's here also. She's the owner of Schroeder's Market, who's going to open really soon. Madison Schroeder, the manager at Schroeder's Market, is also in our group. Kendra Roll, she's a city commissioner. She's part of our group. Rita Spalding. Rita is a lawyer, an attorney, and a mediator. Lori Peacock, who just started an amazing business called Golden House Gourmet Popcorn. Not just popcorn, gourmet popcorn, an amazing concept. Shemika Roll. Shemika is the founder of, a co-founder of A Better Glen, and she's a social justice advocate. Mercedes Marsh, she is our Spanish liaison and is an interpreter at the Glen County School System. So thank you so very much for your help. I'd like also to recognize our founding sponsors, H2O, for and foremost, who has been helping us develop our website, and especially Morgan Rooks and Brittany Strickland, who's been amazing and very patient. And then we have Lina Barreno. She is the owner of the Mark of the Buffalo, but also co-owner of Del Sur, so people may know Del Sur Cafe and Restaurant better. And she was our first ever sponsor. And I'm very proud also to announce our second sponsor, that is A Better Glen. So it was very important to me that the first 2 sponsors were from that diverse group that we're looking into serving. We have a partner also in the Golden House Development Authority, and they will be able to help us to provide free tickets, daycare, and lunch to whoever cannot afford the tuition, because $25 can be a lot of money for some of us. So why we're here today, just to present this amazing event, but you can help us in 4 different ways. You can help us to bring stellar speakers to our event. So if you know a person that you think could be an amazing speaker, please bring it to us. We're still building that panel of speakers. You can volunteer. You can also help us financially. So we're seeking sponsors. So we're seeking sponsors to help us provide an exceptional experience to all attendees, regardless, and also to help us move VIA Collective and VIA Connects forward. So what does VIA Connects, look moving forward in the next year? How can we keep that community thriving and keep serving that community with programs such as workshops, such as mentorship programs, financial support. All right, so let's, I'm going to show you one of the posters to give you an idea of the energy that we want to bring into this event. Actually, there's two. So this is our Women's Conference, and you're welcome to get any of those posters. You're welcome also to pick up a sponsorship packet. So if you have any questions, happy to. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm very excited about this.
Thank you.
I congratulate you. This is something that's been needed in our community for a long time. I like the way that you are intentionally including a lot of different groups, especially the Hispanic group, because they've been left out of so many things. So I congratulate you on that. I'm glad that the Golden Isles Development Authority is helping out, and I'm just looking forward to hearing more. I guess you've got a website.
Yes, so if you have a phone, you can go immediately check our website. You can also like us on Instagram. So our Instagram handle is VIA Connects Us. But yeah, it was, when we started our VIA group, we were a group of white ladies. And if we were talking about the subject of a thriving community, we have to include all of us. And I've started talking with of course Kendra and Shamika and Trace Hamilton, so we're starting to build those bridges, and I'm amazed actually of the response and the support that we've had. It's so empowering and so inspiring.
Yeah, especially better Glenn. Good move. Smart move.
I agree. Yeah, I'm very proud of that. Yeah. Yes.
As an old guy married to an older woman, I wonder if there's a role for many of the very bright women who are not entering a career, not growing in a career, but have retired from a career.
So if you think of networking, that would be an avenue for any woman, to, even if that woman already has a great network, but that could be someone that could welcome a newcomer in our area. That could be someone, your wife could mentor one of our younger, attendees. The idea is also to pair. If your wife is interested also of meeting women that are not from her, the same age, culture, background, that can be a great place also to make those connections. So yeah, absolutely. It's, again, we cannot talk about inclusivity and start to limit the number of people that can help or contribute to that organization. That would not work. I mean, we could, but but we're not. But we're not.
Good morning, everybody. How are y'all? So, some may know me from the hit TV show Glenn County Emergency Management and Homeland Security. So I was very popular. If you didn't know me from that, I was very popular during hurricane season, but I recently had changed roles not too far ago. So back in September, I pursued trying to help people directly full-time. And a little bit about myself, how this kind of will go today. I'm going to give you a little backstory about who I am, what Eaton Together is, some updates of what we've done recently, because I like to really share the action statements and the giving back that we do in the community, because there's a lot of work going on just to get to where our goal is. And then at the end, we'll do some questions, because we always have great questions that come up with what we are. So my background, obviously public safety. I've helped people directly for over 12 years, starting in the fire service, going into EMT, becoming emergency management, and a police officer. So I've had a lot of boots on the ground experience helping people that are in need in the worst time in their lives and some of the best times in their lives. It's a great experience, and this community has given back so much. So for me, I really wanted to reconnect, and what I found my passion to mostly be is helping people directly, and obviously doing that through food. As you can tell, I don't miss many meals. So I was also blessed with a fantastic last name with Eaton, so thus playing off that, I got to use it to my best ability, created Eaton together. Since 2008, we've been a 501c3 nonprofit designed to open a pay-what-you-can restaurant here in the Golden Isles. Now, pay-what-you-can concept has been around for a little while. Now, around here, it's a little uncommon, a little unknown, but the best thing to think about, the most famous person, John Bon Jovi, JBJ Love. He's got a pay-what-you-can restaurant. He's actually got 2 of them. They are fantastic. They're part of an organization that created the guidelines called One World, Everybody Eats, which we are also a member of. So we have the same structure, same information that they have to help match what a pay-what-you-can restaurant is here locally. Now, there's a few other ones, a Place at the Table in Raleigh, North Carolina, Farm Boone, North Carolina. There's a 1 Acre Cafe in Tennessee. They're all spread across. Now, what we are going to be bringing to the table is a very coastal cuisine type of home cooking, healthy, wholesome meals, use locally sourced food to be able to highlight what we have here in our community. Now, the Pay-What-You-Can model, kind of briefly, we're going to set up in kind of a full-service restaurant. We're a hand up, not a hand out. So you're going to want to come in. You're going to be able to pick anything you want on the menu. You're going to get an option to either choose to pay the suggested full price, half price, severely reduced, or you can volunteer for your food. Not only that, but if you volunteer and just say you want to give back, that hour that you work with us will go towards somebody else's meal. It's designed to give up in multiple ways, to reconnect people. Not just to deal with our homeless population and people that are in severe need, it's to battle food insecurity across the board. That is single moms and dads in life transition, recently lost their job, might have been on their own again, college students, high school students, elementary school, kids eat free program type of deal. Also culinary kids that are looking for volunteer services. Want to get the real world experience, we're going to create an environment that's going to help bolster them up to have a creative menu, to meet people, to give back through their service. We also want to help elderly people reconnect into society. There's a lot of shut-ins, there's a lot of people that don't have families here. We want to be able to reach everybody and do that through the means of food in our restaurant. Our big mission right now is to find a location. As I said, we've been established since 2018, and since then we've fed over 1,000 families, but we've done it through community events and direct delivery. So we started the first year with 7 people, and every event, no less than 200 people per event, goes out. We feed people directly. We have a good community. We have people that are volunteering with us, and different organizations and agencies have grown each year. But our big mission is to open our doors and feed people every day. So that's what we're searching for right now. We have recently got a grant writer that has been helping us. She's identified, Haley Jenkins, over $1 million in grants over the next 12 months to help get us to go where we need to operationally, to find a location, to get the supplies to open a restaurant. Because if anyone here has any experience in a restaurant, it is costly. But the return is great, especially in this model. Now, some of the recent things that we've done, we have a community event coming up this Saturday where we've worked with a few medical services. We'll be giving out free food, free medical services, toys for tots. We're going to find new ways to help give back instead of just the normal direct delivery. One big thing, this is what I've been waiting for, really excited about this. We have just now partnered with one of our school systems here. I don't want to give out the exact school name because we haven't publicized it yet, so you guys are kind of really getting the inside information. Has anyone heard of alternative lunch, kids that are in schools? Anyone? Fantastic, I'm glad you don't know about it. Alternative lunch are for kids whose parents, for whatever reason, either falter or don't pay their child's lunch balance. And what happens is when the kid hits a certain threshold, they have to get a ham sandwich and a fruit. This is quite honestly one of the most embarrassing, crippling things that these kids in elementary school are having to deal with. Their friends know what it is. If they get singled out, now the teachers and the lunch staff, they're very discreet. They don't like doing it. A lot of them will pay out of their own pocket to avoid kids doing this. But unfortunately, there is a big problem with food insecurity with these kids, and it's not their fault. So what we did, we just established a foundation grant for them where we've paid for one of the schools for the entire rest of the year, so that way no more of those kids have to have alternative lunch. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are working to establish to battle food insecurity across the board, again, on every level. And our goal is to grow that grant as a side project to help bolster that and get our message out there to help fight every school's food insecurity issue. We're starting with one now. We've raised the funds to be able to do that. We're very thankful. We've recently received a huge grant from the Lucas Foundation that's going to help us in a long way with operational costs, getting us closer to establish where we can feed people every day. So thank you very much. I need the Lucas Foundation. Please give them. It's been a huge blessing. So one of the big things, what we're asking for, what we need in help is establishing, getting our team to grow, to find a location that we can call home, that we can open our doors, we can establish a kitchen, and we can start feeding every day. So we're looking for partnerships, we're looking for donations, we're looking to raise the capital. Any location in this county at this moment would be fantastic. Ideally, we want to be here on Newcastle. We want to help bring a prideful area, something that brings tourists, to know that you're giving back through the means of food, that the community supports itself and cares about every single person. We have multiple avenues to really help people through the means of food, and with your help, we can get that much faster. And we'd also be able to, again, the big dream is here. But if we get another location here in the community, which would be great to open up our kitchen, we can then establish a food truck. And in that food truck, because how the Department of Health standard is, you have to have the commissary in a brick and mortar restaurant to have a food truck. In that food truck, if we're not in the ideal location or we get a little small space, we can take that food truck and we can hit other different parts of the community and feed and help people and be able to bring it to the people to then support where we can then open our doors for our brick and mortar. So that's one of our big missions right now. We continue to help people. We have community events. We continue to feed. We get a lot of call outs from Housing Authority with wellness checks to be able to feed families. And we're constantly networking, finding more people that will have something to bring to the table to help us and help other people in the community. It is a big deal that a lot of people don't realize and talk about, and you don't get to see it unless you really get out there and meet these people hand in hand. So I invite you guys, again, we have an event this Saturday, I invite you guys to come out, check it out. If you're able to volunteer, that would be fantastic. In the future, I know we're going to plan an Easter delivery event, or if you guys want to connect outside of this, I'm open. I have some cards available, kind of a one-pager with our information. And it's very sassy. We have our brand new logos, thanks to Anna H2. You guys helped design that. So we've worked with a lot of you guys in one way or another. And we're asking for your help to be able to really help more people throughout the Golden Isles. So I appreciate your time right now. I want to open up to any questions, and then we can go from there.
Where's the event this weekend?
It's going to be at the Risley Annex, 1800 Albany Street. And it's going to be from 11 to 4. Yes, ma'am.
Slightly related, slightly selfish question. Do you think John Bon Jovi would be?
You know what? I believe in this community, and I believe in myself enough, I can get him to come here. If we can get established in the grand opening, we have the communication lines to reach him and bring him down here.
Do you need a physical therapist for healthcare provider on Saturday?
Sure, absolutely. If you're willing to come out, yeah. The more we have enough tables, we have 20 spots. We have tables and everything that we can provide. Unless you have your own, you can come out and go from there.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Have you been in touch with Golden Isles Development Authority?
Yes. Yep, we're currently working to make a meeting to be able to find a location with them. They have a few grants as well in the city that are kind of designed to help us in our field. So we are working with them. Yes, sir.
You got to admit, it's kind of a weird road for you to have gone down. How did you get here? What led you in this direction? It's so remarkable.
Thank you very much for asking that. It's a great question. So my sister, who's also my co-founder with Eaton Together, she worked at 1 Acre Cafe in Tennessee. And she had explained to me the concept and the impact that she was having in this small little town in the hills. And I fell in love with the concept. I said, you know what, if I ever get to the point where I retire from public safety, or for whatever reason I get put on this path, this is what I want to pursue. I love being able to connect with people, to help people and give back directly. And again, I love food. So for me, it was a fantastic pairing. And around here, a community like this, it's perfect for this community. A way to give back. There are so many people that I've run into that want to help out, but don't know how to exactly do it. And so this idea of having the concept of the restaurant is just what this community would need to really have a sense of pride, bring back the community where everyone can eat in dignity. And I want to be able to do that.
Just follow on comment and a question, and that is that this whole idea of this alternative lunch is just an abomination.
Yep.
I had no idea that that was going on. The fact that whoever decided that that was an appropriate action for a community don't understand the impact that it has on a 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old to be treated that differently, to be parsed out separately in front of all their peers. I just think it's horrible.
It is.
But secondly, so how much does it cost a year to fund that in that one school?
So in that one school, when I stepped in yesterday to give them the money, it was a $500 grant, and they said that covers the rest of the year.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
So we as a community, over $500 will ostracize children that casually.
$500.
Yep. That's it.
And how many schools are in the county?
16.
So $8,000 a year.
Yep.
Wow. What a travesty.
That's it. And these kids, again, they're the victims in this. They've done nothing wrong.
Scarred for life, honestly, potentially. Maybe not if they're lucky, but
Yeah.
if they have this.
And how do we get with you to build on that to cover all the schools?
So you can get with me after this when we talk. We have an account setting up right now with the school system. So if you guys want to donate and make it to specifically that avenue that we feed, we will make sure it goes right to that school. Again, I started with one school, and they're in the process of getting everything set up for them. My plan over the next few weeks is go to every individual school to talk to their principal and their kitchen manager and say, we want to establish this with you guys. Give me the numbers, and then let's get it covered. And now, and again, we also talked about this with the school. This isn't to, absolve the debt that the parents who, for whatever reason, can't pay. The school still has to do what they can because they have that going on. This is to ensure that none of those kids ever have to see that again, period. That, the parents can get taken care of. They know that the community will support them, whatever their reason is. But more importantly, that these kids don't have to suffer from a prison meal, a ham sandwich and a fruit. We want to make sure it clues directly to that only. They only pull it if a kid's at that threshold. Hey, we got you covered. Here's your lunch. Good to go.
So really quick, I want to give Alec praise. I've known Alec for years. He has, as Ian, he has a heart, a soul, and his muscles into this community.
It's all cinnamon rolls.
Every venture he has been in, he's a blessing, and we love you. And your sister Dory, if you've ever been to Brunswick Country Club, she's one of the servers there, sweet as can be. These are two fabulous people that truly need our support.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Any other questions I can help answer at this point? Yes, sir.
The restaurant, the eventual restaurant space, what's the ratio to get cash flow positive? Or do the ones around in other places, do the meals where people pay full price actually pay for those who get reduced prices and stuff?
Absolutely. So there's a couple different avenues to hit. One, because we're a nonprofit, we get access to federal grants that help food insecurity for these purposes. So we do have that coming in to offset some of the costs. Two, we also did a recent study with the Lucas Foundation. They had a marketing class for us. They went out and surveyed the community, and they found that a majority, I think it was about 87% of the people that they surveyed, would pay for their meal and another one. And there were several people that would go there just to dine because they knew dining there would help others. So we've already started to see the statistics here locally where people will go and support either monetarily or with their time. So it's once you get that education to come out, people will understand what they're doing and they're quick to say, oh, easy. You go to a restaurant today and knowing that that meal that you're paying for or that tip that you put on the table, that automatically goes into feeding those that are in need or giving opportunity to others.
What's your idea for cuisine now you said local.
Yep.
Is it shrimp and grits?
Well, obviously we're gonna have some coastal meals provided. We're gonna make sure we do some of the local highlights of what we have here in this beautiful community. But we wanna focus on a good breakfast and a lunch type of menu spread. Healthier options with good old wholesome, good home cooked meals options as well, and seafood options to boot. So our goal is to be able to really get you in the start of the day and get you going through the rest of the day.
So you only do breakfast and lunch?
Breakfast and lunch. And then we've also planned out and mapped out, if there's community events, we'll do special dinners, pop-up events. We've made a roadmap of those different opportunities that we have with our community.
We have a chef.
We've been interviewing a current chef right now, but we're opening to try to get more chefs. We're trying to see, not only do we want a stabilized chef that's also going to help build our menu network and help teach kids in the real world that are going to help volunteer, but we also want to highlight other restaurants. So we're making relationships that way, where we can say, let's have a restaurant take over from Peter's Backyard Barbecue. Have them come in, make the meals for us, give them an opportunity and a spotlight to be able to expand other restaurants and other relationships.